bolt, non-penetrative captive bolt is a good option to put to stun the animals before the religious slaughter, but with the guarantee that all the animals could go back to consciousness. So is that such a thing? We can rely on it?
No, you can't.
Whoa.
Because in order to make an animal unconscious, you have to do a lot of damage to the brain. You have to put a dent in the forehead. And I don't like non-penetrator stunners. The research is very clear now. Research done in Brazil showed that the penetrating captive bolt is much more effective. Now, about the only way to do a recoverable stun, chickens and cattle or sheep, is electrical. And this is being done in New Zealand. It's been done in New Zealand for years.
Yeah.
You do a head-only electrical stun. It causes a grand mal epileptic seizure, and then you cut very quickly before it recovers. And that is a fully recoverable stun. And that's true also for chickens. But you have to cut very, very, very quickly. A non-penetrator, to have a recoverable stun, you would hardly not even knock your animal out. It would feel a lot of pain. Now, another issue that comes up is, what is death?
Yeah.
If you use a penetrating captive bolt, let's say a heaviest Jarvis does a really, really good job, the heart will beat for several minutes because there's a pacemaker in the heart that keeps it beating until the oxygen in the blood runs out. So if you define death by the beating heart, you could go ahead and use a penetrating captive bolt. But it depends upon how you define death. Is death the heartbeat, or is death consciousness? Because there's several studies that show that heart will beat for several minutes. So if you are going to use a captive bolt, I'd rather just see you use a regular penetrator, because the studies were all done with a penetrator. And then on sheep and cattle both, New Zealand has for 20 or more years been doing a head-only halal stun that is completely recoverable. And that's probably, from a welfare standpoint, probably the best, because a good electrical stun is fairly easy to do. The equipment's very well established. Mm-hmm. And we don't have so many problems with some of the management stuff. There's still problems. You have to make sure your head stanchion works right.